There is a fuel that burns better than charcoal. Not slightly better, not marginally improved. Better in every way that matters. Hotter flames, longer burn times, more consistent heat, better in the ways that make the difference between a good fire and a perfect one. This fuel produces almost no smoke. Light a bag of regular charcoal and watch the clouds billow upward. The white smoke carries particles that coat everything nearby. It carries chemicals that irritate lungs and eyes. It carries the smell that clings to clothes and hair for days. Light this fuel and watch almost nothing rise. The combustion is so complete that nearly everything converts to heat. The air stays clear, the lungs stay comfortable, the clothes stay clean. This fuel grows in 90 days. The trees that make regular charcoal take 20 to 50 years to mature. A forest cut for charcoal today will not recover for a generation. The resource depletes faster than it regenerates. The math leads to deforestation. This fuel grows so fast, you can almost watch it happen. 3 feet per day in peak conditions. 90 feet in a single growing season. The harvest this year regrows completely by next year. The resource is infinite because the growth is explosive. This fuel has been used for thousands of years. Ancient civilizations discovered its properties long before modern chemistry explained them. They burned it for cooking. They burned it for metalworking. They burned it in ceremonies. They understood that this fuel was different from all others. The Japanese built an entire culture around this fuel. They called it essential for the tea ceremony. They used it in traditional restaurants for 500 years. They considered ordinary charcoal unacceptable when this alternative existed, and you have never seen it in a store. You have walked past bags of regular charcoal 1,000 times. You have bought the same inferior product year after year. You have breathed the smoke and accepted it as normal. You have never been offered the alternative. The charcoal industry made sure of that. Because a fuel that comes from a plant that grows in 90 days cannot be controlled like a fuel from forests that take decades to mature. Because a cleaner product threatens the market share of a dirtier product. Because the industry that sells billions of dollars of charcoal every year has no interest in you learning that something better exists. Today, we are opening the file on the fuel that outperforms charcoal by every measure. The material that burns without smoke. The resource that regrows in 90 days while forests take generations. And the industry that has made sure you never knew that your barbecue could be cleaner, hotter, and more sustainable. If this matters to you, subscribe and hit the bell. The file is open. The fuel is called bamboo charcoal. It is made from the fastest growing plant on Earth, processed through the same carbonization that creates wood charcoal. The result is a material that shares charcoal's fundamental chemistry while exceeding its performance in nearly every dimension. Bamboo is not a tree. It is a grass. The distinction matters because grasses grow differently than trees. Trees add growth rings slowly over years. Grasses shoot upward at speeds that seem impossible. The world record for bamboo growth is 47.6 inches in a single 24-hour period, 4 feet in one day. The growth rate seems like an error until you understand bamboo biology. Bamboo grows from an underground rhizome network. The network stores energy accumulated over years. When a new shoot emerges, it draws on this stored energy for explosive growth. The shoot does not need to build gradually. It has fuel waiting underground. This growth pattern means that bamboo can be harvested repeatedly without killing the plant. Cut the culms at ground level, and new culms emerge from the rhizome. The same root system produces harvest after harvest indefinitely. A bamboo grove is not a crop that must be replanted. It is a permanent production system that yields material every year for centuries. The initial planting produces returns forever. The charcoal made from this bamboo inherits properties that wood charcoal cannot match. The burning properties of bamboo charcoal exceed wood charcoal by measurable margins. The heat output is approximately 8,000 to 8,500 BTUs per pound. Standard wood charcoal produces approximately 7,000 BTUs per pound. The difference is significant. More heat means faster cooking. More heat means better searing. More heat means results that inferior fuel cannot achieve. The burn time is approximately 40% longer than wood charcoal. A load of bamboo charcoal that would burn for 2 hours if it were, wood charcoal burns for nearly 3 hours. The longer burn reduces the need for adding fuel. The cooking is less interrupted. The temperature is more consistent. The smoke production is reduced by approximately 90%. The smoke that does emerge is cleaner, containing fewer particulates and fewer harmful compounds. The air around a bamboo charcoal fire is noticeably clearer than around a wood charcoal fire. The ash production is approximately 3% of the original weight. Wood charcoal produces approximately 5 to 10% ash. Less ash means less cleanup. Less ash means more of the fuel actually converted to heat. These differences are measurable in laboratories. They are also noticeable by anyone who has used both fuels. The experience of cooking with bamboo charcoal is different from cooking with wood charcoal in ways that matter. The Japanese discovered these differences centuries ago. Japanese cuisine developed techniques that required precise heat control. The preparation of dishes like yakitori and onagi demanded consistent high temperatures without smoke contamination. The chefs who perfected these dishes chose their fuel carefully. They chose bamboo charcoal, which they called takazumi. The traditional production of takazumi is an art form. Master charcoal makers select bamboo of specific age and species. They dry it to precise moisture content. They load it into kilns designed over generations. They control the carbonization temperature by observing smoke, color, and flame patterns. The resulting charcoal commands premium prices. Restaurants that serve traditional cuisine pay significantly more for takazumi than they would for ordinary charcoal. They pay because the results are different. They pay because their customers taste the difference. The tea ceremony, the most refined expression of Japanese culture, specifies takesumi for heating water. The ceremony requires that no flavor or odor contaminate the tea. Wood charcoal introduces impurities that masters can detect. Bamboo charcoal burns clean enough for the most demanding application. This cultural preference reflects genuine material differences. The Japanese did not choose bamboo charcoal arbitrarily. They chose it because centuries of experience demonstrated its superiority. The structure of bamboo charcoal explains its unique properties. Bamboo contains a higher silica content than wood. This silica creates a harder, more durable charcoal that resists crumbling. The pieces hold their shape during handling and burning. The consistency is better throughout the burn. The cellular structure of bamboo is more porous than wood. When carbonized, this porosity creates an enormous internal surface area. A single gram of bamboo charcoal can have a surface area exceeding 300 square meters. This vast surface area affects combustion, absorption, and many other properties. The porosity enables complete combustion. Oxygen can penetrate deep into the charcoal particle. The burning is not limited to the surface. The entire mass participates in the reaction simultaneously. This is why bamboo charcoal produces more heat and less smoke. The same porosity makes bamboo charcoal valuable for applications beyond burning. Bamboo charcoal absorbs odors, moisture, and pollutants. A bag of bamboo charcoal placed in a room will purify the air. The same bag placed in a refrigerator will absorb food odors. The same bag placed in a closet will prevent mustiness. This absorption capacity is why bamboo charcoal is used in water filtration, air purification, and soil improvement. The material has applications far beyond fuel. Each application represents a market that bamboo charcoal could serve if the public knew it existed. The environmental comparison between bamboo and wood charcoal is devastating. Wood charcoal production is a major driver of deforestation worldwide. The charcoal industry consumes approximately 9 million tons of wood annually. This requires cutting forests faster than they can regrow. The result is net deforestation that contributes to climate change, habitat destruction, and desertification. The regions that produce most wood charcoal are already environmentally stressed. Sub-Saharan Africa produces charcoal from forests that are shrinking. Southeast Asia produces charcoal from rainforests that harbor endangered species. The charcoal in your grill may have come from ecosystems that cannot survive continued exploitation. The production process releases greenhouse gases. The kilns that convert wood to charcoal operate at high temperatures. The combustion releases carbon dioxide. The methane that escapes during pyrolysis is an even more potent greenhouse gas. The transportation adds more emissions. Wood charcoal is heavy and bulky. Shipping it from production regions to consumption regions burns fossil fuels. The global supply chain for charcoal has a significant carbon footprint. Bamboo charcoal reverses these dynamics. Bamboo sequesters carbon faster than any tree. The explosive growth rate means rapid carbon absorption. A bamboo grove absorbs approximately 35% more carbon dioxide than an equivalent area of trees. The climate benefit is measured while you wait. Bamboo does not require replanting after harvest. The root system remains intact. The carbon stored in roots stays in the ground. The regrowth begins immediately. The sequestration continues without interruption. Bamboo can grow on degraded land that will not support trees. Steep hillsides, depleted soils, and erosion-prone areas can all support bamboo cultivation. Planting bamboo for charcoal production can restore damaged landscapes while producing valuable material. The local production of bamboo charcoal reduces transportation emissions. Bamboo grows in most tropical and subtropical regions. Processing can occur near the harvest site. The supply chain can be short rather than global. If the world shifted from wood charcoal to bamboo charcoal, deforestation would decrease. Carbon sequestration would increase. Degraded lands would recover. The same cooking and grilling would occur with a fraction of the environmental damage. The charcoal industry has no interest in this transition. The economics of wood charcoal favor large operators who control forest resources. The companies that dominate charcoal production own or control access to forests. They have invested in harvesting equipment and distribution networks. Their business model depends on converting trees to charcoal faster than competitors. These companies have no bamboo. They have no expertise in bamboo cultivation. They have no infrastructure for bamboo processing. A transition to bamboo charcoal would strand their assets and destroy their competitive advantage. The rational response to a superior competing product is to suppress it. The suppression does not require conspiracy. It requires only the normal operations of market power. The large charcoal producers dominate retail relationships. They control shelf space in stores. They set prices that smaller competitors cannot match. A bamboo charcoal producer trying to enter the market faces overwhelming obstacles. The retail channels are controlled. The price competition is brutal. The marketing budgets are mismatched. The result is that bamboo charcoal remains a specialty product. It sells in Asian groceries and online retailers. It does not appear in the major home improvement stores where most Americans buy charcoal. It does not compete on the shelves where purchasing decisions are made. The consumer never sees the choice because the industry prevents the choice from being visible. The health differences between bamboo and wood charcoal are increasingly documented. The smoke from wood charcoal contains compounds that are harmful to human health. Polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAs, form during incomplete combustion. These compounds are known carcinogens. They settle on food. They are inhaled during cooking. Studies have linked charcoal grilling to increased cancer risk. The association is strongest for people who grill frequently and in enclosed spaces. The smoke that seems like a normal part of grilling is actually a health hazard. Bamboo charcoal produces far fewer PAs. The more complete combustion leaves less unburned material to form harmful compounds. The cleaner burn is not just more pleasant, it is safer. The professional cooks who use bamboo charcoal work in better conditions. The kitchens are less smoky. The ventilation requirements are reduced. The long-term health outcomes are likely better, though studies specific to occupational exposure are limited. For the home griller, the choice is between breathing more smoke or less smoke, between eating more carcinogens or fewer carcinogens. The charcoal industry prefers you not think about this choice. The production of bamboo charcoal is technically straightforward. The process begins with harvesting mature bamboo culms. The optimal age is typically 3 to 5 years, when the culms have hardened but not begun to deteriorate. Younger bamboo produces inferior charcoal. Older bamboo may be too dry. The harvested bamboo is cut into manageable lengths and dried. The moisture content should drop below 20% before carbonization. Higher moisture content wastes energy and produces inferior charcoal. The carbonization occurs in kilns that limit oxygen. The bamboo heats to temperatures between 600 and 900 degrees Celsius. The volatile compounds burn off or escape. The carbon structure remains. The kiln design ranges from traditional earthen mounds to modern retort systems. Traditional methods work, but are less efficient and more polluting. Modern methods capture the volatile compounds and use them for fuel, improving efficiency and reducing emissions. The cooling period after carbonization is critical. Removing charcoal too quickly can cause it to ignite spontaneously when exposed to air. The charcoal must cool slowly in an oxygen-limited environment. The finished charcoal is graded by density, carbon content, and ash content. Higher grades command premium prices. Lower grades serve industrial applications. The entire process from harvest to finished charcoal takes approximately 2 to 4 weeks. Compare this to the decades required to grow trees for wood charcoal. The production cycle alone demonstrates bamboo's superiority. Home production of bamboo charcoal is possible for those with access to bamboo. A simple retort can be built from 2 metal containers, one inside the other. The inner container holds bamboo pieces. The outer container holds fuel that heats the inner container. The design prevents oxygen from reaching the bamboo while it carbonizes. Fill the inner container with dry bamboo pieces. Seal it with a loose-fitting lid that allows gases to escape. Place it inside the outer container surrounded by combustible material. Light the outer material and maintain the fire for several hours. The bamboo inside will carbonize as it reaches temperature. Smoke will escape initially as moisture and volatiles burn off. Eventually, the smoke stops. This indicates that carbonization is nearly complete. Allow everything to cool completely before opening. The charcoal inside will be fragile but functional. It will burn hotter and cleaner than any wood charcoal you can buy. The DIY approach produces small quantities suitable for personal use. It demonstrates the principle even if it cannot scale to commercial production. It proves that you do not need the charcoal industry to provide your fuel. The commercial potential of bamboo charcoal is enormous and largely unrealized. The global charcoal market exceeds $5 billion annually. This market is dominated by wood charcoal despite bamboo charcoal's superior properties. The dominance reflects market control rather than consumer preference. Regions with abundant bamboo could develop charcoal industries that provide employment while reducing deforestation. South America, Africa, and South Asia all have conditions suitable for bamboo cultivation. The economic opportunity is available to those who seize it. The premium positioning of bamboo charcoal could support higher margins than commodity wood charcoal. Consumers who learn about the differences will pay more for the better product. The marketing opportunity exists for companies willing to educate the public. The specialty applications for bamboo charcoal extend the market beyond fuel. Air purification, water filtration, agricultural soil improvement, and cosmetic uses all represent additional revenue streams. A bamboo charcoal producer can serve multiple markets from the same raw material. The entrepreneurs who recognize this opportunity early will capture market share as consumer awareness grows. The awareness is growing, the information is spreading, the market is shifting. The charcoal industry's response has been predictable. They have not promoted bamboo charcoal. They have not invested in bamboo cultivation. They have not developed bamboo charcoal products for their existing distribution networks. They have continued selling wood charcoal while forests disappear. They have continued profiting from an inferior product while a superior alternative exists. They have continued hoping that consumers never learn the truth. The hope is fading. The internet has made information available that the industry once controlled. Reviews and comparisons appear on grilling forums. Recommendations spread through social media. The suppression that worked for decades is failing. Every bag of bamboo charcoal sold is a customer educated. Every educated customer tells others. Every conversation spreads the knowledge. The industry's control is weakening. You now know what they did not want you to know. You know that bamboo charcoal burns hotter than wood charcoal. You know that it burns longer with less smoke. You know that it grows in 90 days while trees take decades. You know that the environmental impact of bamboo charcoal is a fraction of wood charcoal. You know that the health impact of the cleaner burn is meaningful. You know that the superior product has been kept from you by market control rather than merit. You know that Japanese masters chose bamboo charcoal for their most refined applications. You know that cultures around the world discovered its properties independently. You know that the knowledge was there for anyone who looked. You know that you can buy bamboo charcoal online and in specialty stores. You know that the price premium reflects controlled supply rather than production costs. You know that trying it once will demonstrate what words cannot fully convey. The fuel that is better than charcoal is waiting for you. It is waiting in bamboo groves that grow 3 feet per day. It is waiting in kilns that transform grass into premium fuel. It is waiting for the market to shift and the industry to follow. It is waiting for you to light your next fire with something better. The charcoal industry had decades to keep you in the dark. They used those decades to profit from an inferior product. They used those decades to deplete forests. They used those decades to assume you would never learn. The smoke is clearing. What will you burn next? If this video helped you, subscribe and hit the bell. Every share burns what they wanted to keep hidden. The next video opens soon.